Still here.
Yes.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll find what you're looking for. Yes? See ya. Need something? Take a look. Let me know if you see anything you like.
Oh, yes.
I'm right behind you.
Heard they were forming a Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften.
Sorley and I are just here to make sure the mine is run proper. No, and before you ask, it's not for sale. Well, no. But that's not the point. Breiling owns the mine, and she's not selling. We make her some decent coin running this place. Keeps her living well in solitude. At least, when we can get shipments to her. We're late on the last one. I expect her to start breathing fire any moment now. You could take word to her that there'll be a shipment soon. Buy us some time, and keep her off our backs. In exchange, I'm willing to let a few ingots go missing. Maybe more than a few. You're doing me quite a favor. I won't forget it. I'm sure she'll be angry. Brace yourself. Don't have to tell me twice. But then I'm not the one that buried iron under these mountains. Don't have to tell me twice. But then I'm not the one that buried iron under these mountains. Until next time. Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out. People say there's someone in Riften that can take a look. Aye.
I've got your back. I've got your back.
Unless we have some business, I'm not interested.
Everyone knows General Tullius wields
Thane
the real
Breiling,
power
at
of
your
solitude.
service.
Elisif?
Is everything all right? I've
He's
not
a
heard from
figurehead.
Sorley or Pactor in
Puppet.
some time.
I'm afraid he's had to reschedule.
That's good news. I was starting to fear something had happened. You have my thanks. It's been an honor.
Simply
court won't admit it. That Seville stentor scares us all to death.
It's a fine day with you around. Because that's what traitorous cowards do when they desire power. Ulfric coveted the High King's throne. He thought he deserved it more than Torrig. And so he came before my husband and he shouted. With that terrible voice. Like something out of a legend. Or a nightmare. When Ulfric unleashed such fury, my husband, he simply ceased to be. That is all I will say, for it grieves me to speak of it. Be well. Pray for solitude.
May the gods
and my
watch
husband.
over your battles, friend. I won't forget what you've done for solitude.
I'm right behind you.
Stone Hill's warm from change in this cold.
Keep that magic away from me. Aye. I bet we have rabbit again. I'm getting sick of rabbit.
Legion's always looking for strong, capable warriors. If you think you've got what it takes, our headquarters...
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother. Why? What are you gonna do? Cry? Gods, you're boring. Never should have come here. I'll have your head for a trophy. I'll kill you if I have to.
Look over there. That's a dwarven ruin.
Is someone there? You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Be careful. got your back.
You start running, so I can stab you in the back.
I've got your back. Be careful. Hurry. Still here. I've got your back. I'm right behind you.
The bandits harass the caravans at every step, but Khajiit usually scared them off. A few days ago we were ambushed. A nuisance, really. But many of the marauders had quick fingers. One of them stole my moon amulet, given to me by my mother when I was just a cub. It is my only memory of home in this cold land. I wonder if we should offer discounts to... You are kind to offer. We believe the bandits are part of a group headquartered here. Be careful. I missed my amulet, but a life cannot be replaced as easily. Yes, I was hired to protect the others as we walk the roads of Skyrim. It is a thankless task, and I would rather be back home in elsewhere, but I have little choice. Akari freed me from a prison in Cyrodiil, and now I must repay my debt to her. A word of advice, my friend. Do not mix gambling and drink. Taken together, they will empty your pockets of every septim. Skyrim is filled with all manner of dangerous beasts. Wolves, trolls, mammoths, and giants would all like to make a meal of us. But the dragons are the most fearsome. Lucky for us, they don't seem to hunt along the roads. May your road lead you to warm sand.
Please, browse our goods. So many refuse to talk to us. They call us thieves and smugglers. I am glad to see that you are not such a one. Mostly, it is the Nords. They do not like outsiders in their land, and so we are forbidden to enter their cities. When they look upon us, they see only pickpockets and skooma dealers. It is most unfair, but we do our best to ignore them. Not long, in truth. I came to Skyrim after I found myself unwelcome in both Elsewhere and Cyrodiil. I seem to have an unfortunate talent for getting myself involved in misunderstandings with the law. Resad was able to look past that, and it was he who helped to set me up with a trade caravan. Now I work for him. Take a look.
We are fortunate. We travel lightly and can escape at a moment's notice. We have no home that a dragon can burn to the ground.
There is much beauty in this place.
It's a curse. It has to be. I've got to get out of this town. Irgnir, get a hold of yourself. They're just dreams. Please tell her, Erandur.
Listen to your friend, Fruki. They are just dreams, my dear.
I like that look in your eyes. Would you like to join the Vigilance of Stendar? I'm glad to hear this. We'll be counting on you from now on. May Stendar bless you. Follow me. I will guide you through the Temple of Stendar.
But they must be an omen.
Till next time. Chance to speak. He's trying to help us.
Everyone. Please. I'm doing what I can to...
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything.
What troubles you, The entire town is being plagued by horrible nightmares. They're in serious danger, but I'm afraid there's little I can do about it. And what The entire town is being plagued by horrible nightmares. They're in serious These dreams are manifestations created by the Daedric Lord, Vaermina. She has an awful hunger for our memories. In return, she leaves behind nightmares. Not unlike a cough marks a serious illness. I must end her terrible influence over these people before the damage becomes permanent. I need to return to the source of the problem, to Nightcaller Temple. Perhaps you'd be willing to assist me in that regard. I've already said too much. If anyone overhears what we're saying, it could start a panic. I would simply ask that you trust me and help me end Dawnstar's nightmares. Wonderful. My Lady Mara will be quite pleased. Nightcaller Temple is only a short walk from Dawnstar. Come, we must hurry. Vaermina resides in a strange realm known as Quagmire, a nightmarish land where reality shifts upon itself in seemingly impossible ways. From her citadel at the center, she reaches forth to collect our memories, leaving nothing in return apart from visions of horror and despair. Who can say? Perhaps she collects them for display like works of art in a nonsensical art gallery. Whatever the case may be, her intentions are far from benevolent. I promise to answer all of your questions. Follow me.
Need a room? Here, take a look at this for details. Let's sate that appetite. See ya.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
I'm here to lend my hand to the people of Dawnstar. If you're here about the nightmares, I'm afraid my pleas to the College of Winterhold go unheard. Spells and incantations for those with the talent to cast them. That museum state. I hope you're not planning on picking my pocket.
I've got your back.
I've been in charge of Dawnstar for over 35 years. Unless you're here to solve this nightmare problem, I don't need you. The only reason dragons are attacking is because Talos is angry with us for turning our backs on him. As soon as we drive the Empire out of Skyrim, the dragons will vanish. Mark my words. Oh, the Stormcloaks are destined to win this fight. Talos is with us, and when you fight under a Divine's blessing, victory is assured. Dawnstar has a history of being the site of battles that have crippled the fate of the Empire. I hope this remains true. Don't bother me again.
The Jarl
unless
is tired. Be mindful of that.
By the Divines, I'm tired. Just a servant of Skald the Elder. Worthy of time or consideration.
These dreams are real, I tell you.
Can't sleep well no matter how much drink.
If you can't tell from the name, just step up to the counter. No, I don't have anything for bad dreams, so don't ask. My husband. We used to go out into the wilds and collect ingredients together. He used to call me his pretty juniper. It's quite romantic, if you're an alchemist. Frost took the old fool a few seasons back while he was looking for the ring of pure mixtures. I found the ring's resting place after he died, but I'm far too old to go exploring some cave now. Well, aren't you sweet? I'd be happy to give you some alchemy training in exchange for the ring if you bring it to me. Ah, so you're an alchemist then? Find that ring. Bring it here.
Still here.
I think it's time for you to get going. Frost took my husband years ago. He was a good man.
And here comes my first visitor. The Museum of the Mythic Dawn is open, friend. Yes, my collection of artifacts from a group that toppled an empire. Why don't you come in? You can browse the displays and we can talk. I have a job you look perfect for. Let's talk inside. Feel free to look around. Come. The tapestries hung here and out. That burned paper is all that remains of the fabled Mysterium Xerxes, the blasphemous book written by Mehrunes Dagon himself. It's said that Mankar Cameron used the book to open a portal to a paradise, where all his followers would live forever. The commentaries on the Mysterium Xerxes were written by the Mythic Dawn cult leader, Mankar Cameron. He promised a paradise awaited his followers when they died, that they would be reborn by Mehrunes Dagon's side. Ah, yes, that scabbard. Notice the insignia? An Oblivion Gate. A key symbol of Mehrunes Dagon, the patron Daedra of the Mythic Dawn.
Oh.
Did you have any questions about the museum? Or would you rather talk business? It's no secret that my family were once members of the Mythic Dawn. One of my forefathers was even chosen to assassinate Uriel Septim himself. We hid from our past for years, became tradesmen, people of coin and influence. But I realized that the Mythic Dawn's importance, our importance, to history cannot be denied. I'll see everyone in Tamriel remember that for a moment, we held the fate of the world in our hands, for good or ill. They were worshippers of Mehrunes Dagon, the Daedric Lord of Destruction and Change. The Mythic Dawn killed Uriel Septim VII and his heirs, triggering the events that led to the Oblivion Crisis, when the Daedra invaded Tamriel. All that remains of the infamous cult I've gathered in my museum. Ah, an excellent question. Mehrunes Dagon is the Daedric Lord of Change, Destruction, and Ambition. Dagon's Mythic Dawn cult killed the Septim dynasty and opened the Oblivion Gates into Tamriel. They called it the Oblivion Crisis. A little history first. After the Oblivion Crisis, a number of groups cropped up dedicated to wiping out the remnants of the Mythic Dawn. One of these groups found Mehrunes' Razor, the artifact of Dagon. They split it into 3 fragments and pledged to keep them apart forever. That was almost 150 years ago, and the pieces are still being kept by the descendants of that group, and they're right here, in Skyrim. At least 2 of the owners, Gunzel and Draskua, are dangerous marauders, and the 3rd owner, Jorgen, I only know he lives in Morthal. Here are my notes about them. I'll gladly pay you for getting the pieces any way you can. No questions asked. Good luck finding the fragments.
Still here.
You can't take that! Did you have any questions about the museum? Or would you rather talk business? A little... One of these... That was almost 150 years. At least two... Here are my notes about them. I'll gladly pay you for getting... The razor is Mehrunes Dagon's personal artifact. It has always heralded bloody change and carnage. It's held many names. Dagger of the Final Wounds, Bane of the Righteous, the Kingslayer. The mythic Dawn worshipped Dagon as a god. Having his razor would be invaluable to my collection. Good luck finding the fragments.
I've got your back.
Before we enter... Huh? Before we enter, I must warn you about the dangers that could be lurking within. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party seeking revenge. They were being plagued by nightmares, just like the people of Dawnstar. No. Knowing they could never defeat the orcs, the priests of Vaermina released what they called the miasma, putting everyone to sleep. I'm concerned that when this place is unsealed, the miasma will dissipate, and they'll awaken. Both orcs and priests alike. The miasma was created by the priests of Vaermina for their rituals. It's a gas that places the affected in a deep sleep. Because the rituals would last for months or even years, the miasma was designed to slow down the aging process. Sadly, yes. The longer an individual is exposed to the miasma, the more the mind can become damaged. Those who've been under the effect of it for extended periods of time have been known to lose their minds entirely. In some cases, a few never awoke at all. Once we get inside, yes, my daughter. What is it I can help with?
I'm right behind you.
Give me just a moment, and I'll have this open. Now, go to the source of the nightmares. Over here. Behold the Skull of Corruption, the source of Dawnstar's woes. We must reach the inner sanctum and destroy it. Come, there's no time to lose. Damn it! The priests must have activated this barrier when the miasma was released. Impossible, actually. I wonder. There may be a way to bypass the barrier, but I must check their library and confirm it can be done. I suppose there's no point in concealing the truth any longer. My knowledge of this temple comes from personal experience. I was a priest of Vaermina. And what would you have me say? Sorry for following the misguided teachings of a mad divine? Sorry for stealing memories from children? Do you realize when the orcs attacked, I was only concerned with myself? I fled. Left my brothers and sisters behind to die. I've spent the last few decades living in regret and seeking redemption from Mara. And by her benevolence, I will right my wrongs. I still have my key to the library. Whenever you're ready, let's move on. Lore holds that the Skull of Corruption holds a constant hunger for the memories of others. The skull has been out of touch for so long, I fear it's gained the ability to reach out on its own and try to feed. What it does with these memories is just conjecture, and an argument for scholars and historians to this very day. We mustn't tarry. The skull needs to be destroyed as soon as possible. It's just up here. Be careful. We're certain to find more of the Awakened within. This library used to be filled with arcane volumes. Now look at it. Almost everything's been burned. I hope the tome we need is still intact.
What was that?
Barring any more interruptions, perhaps we can locate the information I need. We're looking for a book of alchemical recipes called the Dream Stride. The tome bears the likeness of Vaermina on the cover. It should be here somewhere. If you'll check the shelves around the balcony, I'll check around the lower level. Yes, let me take a look. Mara be praised. There is a way past the barrier to the inner sanctum. It involves a recipe for a liquid known as Vaermina's torpor. Yes, the torpor grants an ability the priests of Vaermina called the Dream Stride, using dreams to travel distances in the real world. I assure you, the Dream Stride is well known in Vaerminian lore. Sadly, I have yet to see it function in person. As a sworn priest of Mara, the elixir won't work for me. The torpor will only work for priests of Vaermina, or the unaffiliated. all believe there is a laboratory in the East Wing. If we proceed there, we should be able to locate a sample. You'll be viewing the memory of another through your own eyes and with your own body. Those around you will perceive you as normal, and you will find the words you utter may not be your own. Thanks to all of these odd principles, there is quite a lot of debate as to whether this is really a dream or just the machinations of Vaermina. I will watch over you as you slumber to ensure your safety. If I deduce anything is amiss, I will use my arts to bring you back. Otherwise, I am uncertain what will end your dream stride. Perhaps when Vaermina's curious appetite has been filled. The laboratory adjoins the library. I'm hoping we'll find a sample of the torpor left undamaged.
We're wrapping! I know. Burn the temple. Kill the priest.
Defilers! Kill the defilers!
You need weak. Get up,
Now that they've been dealt with, we need to find the torpor. It should be in a small bottle, very similar to a potion. I'll begin searching up here. The torpor should be in a tall with dark liquid. If you find it, bring it to me. Yes, my daughter. I'm relieved you discovered a bottle intact. This place looks as though it was ransacked by the orcs. So, I've taken us this far, but you need to guide us the rest of the way. Drink. Dawnstar's fate rests in that tiny bottle. The longer we wait, the more damage Vaermina could be doing to those poor people. I understand your hesitation, but I promise you that it works.
The orcs have breached the inner sanctum, Brother Vaermina.
We must hold. We can't allow the skull to fall into their hands.
But no more than a handful of us remain, brother.
Then we have no choice. The miasma must be released.
The miasma? But brother...
We have no alternative. It's the will of Vaermina. And what about you, Brother Casimir? Are you prepared to serve the will of Vaermina? Then it's decided. Brother Casimir, you must activate the barrier and release the miasma. Let nothing stop you. Brother Thorin, we must remain here and guard this skull with our lives if necessary. Yes.
To the death.
Yes. Then let it be done. Farewell. Worked. Mara be praised. You vanished after drinking the torpor and materialized on the other side. I've never seen anything quite like it. How I envy you. I can only imagine the excitement of seeing history through the eyes of another. Sadly, I am resigned to just reading of its wonders through my research of the skull. Indeed. My reverence for Vaermina's machinations should not take precedence over our mission. My apologies. The inner sanctum lies ahead. We must reach the skull and put an end to Dawnstar's troubles. Lead on, my friend. Come, we must get to the skull and destroy it.
Still here. Let's get going then.
careful. Time for your final...
Wait.
There, Thoric, you're alive. No thanks to you, Casimir. I no longer use that name. I'm Miranda, priest of Mara. You're a traitor. You left us to die.
I'm right behind you.
Before the miasma took you. No, I was scared. I wasn't ready to sleep. Enough of your lies. I can't allow you to destroy the skull, priest of Mara. Then you leave me no choice. Could you? I knew Varen and Thoric. They were my friends. Is this punishment for my past? Is it Mara's will to torment me so? No, you mustn't listen to them. They speak only lies and deception. Had we aided them in releasing the skull, they would use it to wreak havoc across Skyrim. They had to die. It's time. The skull must be destroyed. If you'll stand back, I'll perform the ritual granted to me by Lady Mara. First, an incantation to remove the barrier. I call upon you, Lady Mara. The skull hungers. It yearns for memories and leaves nightmares in its wake. Grant me the power to break through this barrier and to send the skull to the depths of oblivion.
He's deceiving you. When the ritual's complete, the skull will be free, and then Arender will turn on you. Quickly, kill him now. Kill him and claim the skull for your own. Vaermina commands you.
far from the you shall not stop us!
Still here.